So I guess this might be my final video, but that depends if there's any updates with the upcoming Moon Studios game. And I mean, hopefully it'll be just as good as the other two games that I've been wanting to play for the longest time. So it's been a year since I made a tweet saying, why is Ori and the Will of the Wisps not on the PlayStation? And I just hate the fact that games like Halo are an Xbox exclusive and not an all consoles and devices game. Now, I was delusional with that tweet because we already know Halo is the Xbox successor, basically the Mickey Mouse of Disney. All right, Halo is basically the successor to Xbox, and you got some other games like Hi-Fi Rush, Forza Horizon, Forza Motorsport, some other games that I cannot name because I'm not that much of an Xbox fan. And there's just two games that I've been wanting to play for the past year, and they're called Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Now, I found out about the sequel to the game and not the previous game until I started to do more research about it. I've made a couple of videos talking about when is the next game coming to the PlayStation being made by Moon Studios. They said that their next game is going to be inspired by Legend of Zelda, Diablo, Dark Souls. There's some aspects about it where Thomas Mandler, the creator and the director of Moon Studios, talked about in an interview back in 2021, which of course the article is pretty outdated, and he has said some things about the project where it's a pretty risky thing and he's up for the challenge depending on if it's going to be a success or a failure, but they're still willing to wing it and hope for the best that it does a success to Moon Studios. Now, when I found out that Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori and the Will of the Wisps are on Xbox, Nintendo Switch, PC, and on Steam but not on PlayStation, I was kind of baffled. All right, and then when he said why isn't Ori on the PlayStation, and it was because that Xbox called the shots, which of course it sounds like a no-brainer, but for me, I just didn't see this as like lost hope. I thought that maybe someday Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori and the Will of the Wisps could be ported to the PlayStation. It's just that it needs some time. And it's even gone to the point where even Party Animals did a collaboration with Moon Studios, having Ori and Naru as skins to Party Animals. Now, Party Animals is also an Xbox exclusive, a game that I want to play, but I can't because, you know, it's on Xbox. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that game has been out for like a couple years until it's been like officially released. I mean, I might be wrong, but I'm gonna have to fact check it once I'm done making this video. So I've been making countless tweets saying that hopefully Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori and the Will of the Wisps gets a PlayStation port. I've probably seen every showcase so far, like from the Summer Game Fest, the PlayStation State of Play, the PlayStation Showcase. I even got to the point where I watched the Xbox Showcase to see if Ori 3 or the next game that Moon Studios is making could be on the showcase, but there hasn't been any news. And yeah, there are some games that I do want to play, like Hollow Knight Silk Song, Pacific Drive. There's some other games that I also do want to play that some of you guys might know, like Revenant Hill, which is like a somewhat prequel to Night in the Woods. There's also a game that I'm going to be playing probably next week called Marvel's Spider-Man 2, which is dropping on October 20, and I am doing a full playthrough, I'll remind you that. There's even a game that I want to play called Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, but I have to play Final Fantasy VII and then play Rebirth as well. And don't get me wrong, alright? I do think that Hollow Knight is a really good game. I made like 3 playlists and I'm still trying to do the Pantheon of Hollow Nest. I cherish that game to the fullest. I have gained an audience of me playing Hollow Knight, like not just beating the story, but doing the rest of the achievements to like platinum the game just to have more fun of the game, and continuously doing the Godmaster DLC, depending if I'm able to do it. But it's just that Ori series, Ori 1 and Ori 2, is a game series that I've been looking forward to play because I want to feel that emotion, alright? I want to be a fan. I want to play the game. I want to listen to the music, understand the story, just build a connection towards the game and towards the fan base. I even got to the point where I went to the Ori Discord server just to see if, you know, there's some other things that I want to catch up on. And the Ori Discord server, they're pretty cool people, pretty kind people. I even played Fall Guys with one of them that I continuously lost in. They're also pretty talented people and they can draw better than what I can do. I was even discussing with one of the fans what do they think of the next game that Moon Studios is making and how would they react to it. They did say that they're hoping that it'll be good, and that's the only thing they're looking forward to, and hopefully like equally as good as the Ori series, a game that of course I can't play. And they were saying that they would recommend me to play it on the PC, but unfortunately I don't have the money for that. I even told them that once I get the Xbox Series S, the carbon black, like the new version of the Xbox Series S with the 1 terabyte of space, I'm gonna play Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori and the Will of the Wisps and then do a video essay about it. But then when I was doing some research, on YouTube. I'm not even joking, on YouTube, where I was asking the question how to edit and how to record on the PlayStation. There was only options for you to record for up to 3 minutes or to 10 minutes maximum. And the only way for you to record a long video is if you have a flash drive or a capture card. And if you want to record your reaction, if you want to put your own audio, if you want to make a whole video essay about it, you got to get a PC, you have to get an Elgato, you have to get OBS. You can't stream on YouTube with the Xbox, which is also a letdown for me that I've been looking forward to play the game. But yeah, I was baffled. Like, telling me the Xbox has a new system, but they don't have an editing software. Now, Xbox used to have an editing software called Upload Studio where you can do the same thing that you can do with Share Factory Studio. I've been using Share Factory Studio for every video that I've been making. Commentary, gameplay, video essays, announcements. In general, I've been using this editor for possibly every video that I've been making since I've discovered it. Now, this editor is called Share Factory Studio, the upgraded version of Share Factory from the PS4. Share Factory Studio is on the PS5 exclusively. And it does have the same thing. You have a limit to like record and edit a video for less than 60 minutes, but it has sound effects, new music, new fonts. But yeah, man, it's just that when I found out that Xbox doesn't have the editing software and they took it out as soon as the Xbox Series X was announced, it was a big letdown. All right, like not just for people that uses an Xbox, but also for small YouTubers. And I'm still a small YouTuber, and I'm hoping that the next console that they're making, of course, the PS6, but apparently Sony are not going to reveal the PS6 because Microsoft is trying to seal the deal with buying Activision. And if Xbox buys Activision, then Sony will not release any details with the PS6, which I did make a video about. Link in the description. So I was baffled. Like, I'm gonna need to spend like $2,000 to maybe $3,000 on equipment. I have to get a desktop. I have to buy a PC, capture card, a flash drive with 128 gigabytes. But I can't do that. For the PlayStation, okay, I can record videos. I can make a video essay, but it has to be less than 60 minutes, of course. I can live stream. I can do all of that with Share Factory Studio built in on the console. Now, it may not be the best, but for small streamers, this is a benefit. It's just something that I couldn't accept. All right, that Xbox used to have an editing software, but they took it out as soon as Xbox Series X was released. And the fact that Party Animals did a collaboration with Moon Studios, it was like them playing with my emotions. All right, now I'm saying jokes here. I'm taking it in literal sense. Now bear with me. This is in relation to the Ori series. I was watching a video being made by Elastic Droid. He was ranking video game music from lowest to greatest. Like, there was a whole tier list. There was a section that he had to vote for which music was better. Track number 36 by Undertale called Dummy, or Light of the Bell featuring Rayleigh Brington from Ori and the Blind Forest. And I was hesitant to listen to it because this is a spoiler to the Ori series, a game that I've been wanting to play. So I'm listening to both of the tracks, all right? Delta Moon sounds pretty good. And as soon as I'm listening to Light of the Bell, it just hits different, all right? The music and the flow that song is bringing, it just feels like I'm Pocahontas. And the thing is, I want to play this game, all right? I want to understand why this is an emotional roller coaster and a masterpiece being said from the completionists, being said from the fans, being said from the ratings, IGN, PC Gamer, the list of ratings, like a 98 out of 100, 4.5 out of 5, a 4.9 out of 5, a 9 out of 10, a 9.9 out of 10. And I can't experience that because I need to get an Xbox or a PC to play the game and to make a video essay about it. And also, I wasn't the only person that has been wishing for this game to be on the PlayStation, all right? I even done some research that the creator and the director of Moon Studios, Thomas Mandler, wanted this game to be ported to the PlayStation, but Xbox said they can't do it because Xbox got the distributive rights. But then it wouldn't make sense that the game got ported to the Nintendo Switch. They got it on the Nintendo Switch and on Steam, but not on PlayStation. You know, since I'm not smart enough to understand this, I might as well just leave it at that. I even got to the point where I made a whole hashtag called hashtag Ori for PlayStation. In my mind, I thought this was gonna work, but you know, it's just a fantasy, all right? It's not gonna work, really stupid. And even if I try my hardest to make this happen, it's just gonna cause a controversy. And I do agree that the hashtag was pretty meaningless. I honestly don't think that would ever work in any way, shape, or form. At this point, I already gave up. Okay, there's no way that Ori's gonna be on the PlayStation, and even if it was, I would have to punch myself to see if this was true. So there's a game that is apparently, okay, according to the people that I've seen on Twitter talk about it, there's this game called Kenna Bridge of Spirits. And the game is basically like Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori and the Will of the Wisps, but it's a PlayStation console exclusive. It has like this somewhat Pixar animation style for the game, and it probably gives the vibes of you playing an Ori game. Now currently this game is on sale with the fall saving sale for PS4 and PS5. You could buy this game for $20. The original price was $40. This game currently has 6.7 thousand ratings, and it's a 4.5 out of 5 stars, which apparently is good. There's also a digital deluxe edition, but it wouldn't make sense for me to spend $50 on the game with the digital deluxe edition, which I can just buy the game by itself, and if I want to, I can buy the digital deluxe edition separately by spending $10, which in total it would cost me like $30 or $29 because of the 99 cents at the end of the price tag. And I don't know if I will play it, but I guess I might play it if I'm bored or if I want to try something new. But again, that depends. All right, if I want to play it, sure. If not, I mean, you just gotta see. Unless if I get convinced by you guys, that's all I'm gonna say right here. I also feel like this video is kind of unnecessary, but I'm just telling you guys with my 1-year journey of me trying to, I guess, hope for this game to be on the PlayStation, but it's just highly unlikely. All right, even the fans of Ori on the Discord server told me that it's never going to happen. And if it does happen, they would be shocked. I honestly don't know if it's ever going to happen. All right. Also, the Game Awards is coming on December 7th, so we might see some trailers of some upcoming games. I highly doubt that Ori is ever going to be on a PlayStation port because, again, this is the Game Awards, not a public showcase like the Summer Game Fest or Gamescom that happened back in August. But yeah, I just wanted to make my final video on this. This is the end of an era of me wishing for it to be on the PlayStation. I was very blinded into hoping and thinking that maybe this game could get a PlayStation port in the future, but it's very unlikely. Although this game got ported on Nintendo Switch, I almost said Netflix for a second, on Steam, on PC, but not on the PlayStation. And apparently there's a leak that the next game that Moon Studios is making is related to the Ori series, but Thomas Merler did say that the next game they're making is not related to the Ori series because the story about Ori is completely finished. But the leak says otherwise. All right, we won't know until the Game Awards or the next showcase that involves with Moon Studios showing their next project. And until then, that's all we have for now. That's going to be it for today's video of me just rambling and just, I guess, complaining that Ori is not on the PlayStation, and I guess it probably never will. And I don't know if somebody's ever going to tell me, Party Animals is going to be on the PlayStation, don't worry, or Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori and the Will of the Wisps is going to be on the PlayStation. It's probably not going to happen. All right, because once it's a console exclusive, it's just like slim to none and a fat chance that it's ever going to be ported to a different device or a different console, I should say. That's going to be it for today's video. Hope y'all enjoyed. If you guys did, leave a like, subscribe, comment down below what you think about the video. This is Wolf Dog Gray, and I have officially given up that this game is going to be on the PlayStation. I'm sorry for being delusional. This is probably going to be my last video talking about Ori being on the PlayStation, but it's never going to be. Thomas Merler did say that the next game they're making is going to be multi-platform, being published by Private Division and not by Xbox. So the next game that Moon Studios is making is going to be ported to PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo Switch, PC, Steam. You get what I'm saying, all right? Every console and device for people that have and that they could play it, for everybody to play it and enjoy it and be fans of Moon Studios. We don't know if it's going to be another Ori game. We don't know if it's going to be a game that's entirely different or a spin-off to Ori. Until then, we won't know until we got the official news by the people that work at Moon Studios or by the official Moon Studios Twitter account, or if there's going to be a trailer in the next showcase. All I have to say. That's going to be it, and I'll see you all later.